Hey folks, welcome back to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. Andrew the Collector here with the second video in our series of top 5 videos with the top 5 rogue decks of the new format post Phantom Revenge. Phantom Revenge is coming out, I believe, at the end of the first week of December, December 4th, 5th, I think. But yeah, it's going to be coming out soon, and we're going to be coming at you with the top 5 rogue decks post that set. So let's go ahead and get into it with number 5. This list in particular was probably the hardest I had to figure out because there are so many different rogue decks that people can really choose from in the coming up format. But for number 5, I decided to go with Branded. Not only is Branded such an amazing strategy, but it has so much splashability with other fusion decks like Branded, like Dracotail, even Frightfurs. I've seen a few Frightfur branded deck profiles at my locals in recent weeks, which is actually kind of crazy, you know. But it's such a great strategy. It's such a classic strategy, and you know everyone knows Branded, and it has so much good support. And Branded Fusion is now at 2. It's no longer limited. So is it going to be unlimited at some point? Maybe on the next list? Who knows? We'll see. If it does, I think it's going to boost up to, you know, higher up on this list. But for now, I think it's comfortable at number 5. Now going with number 4, speaking of fusion decks, I'm going to go with Lunalight. I don't know if it's just me, but I have barely seen this deck rock around any regionals or YCSs lately. I could be wrong on that, but as far as my knowledge goes, I've only seen it pop up here and there, despite it getting second place at Worlds. I mean, it has such a wonderful strategy, and it has such an amazing boss monster that I don't know why this deck doesn't have more representation. I think that its biggest weakness is that it dies to Droll and Lockbird, and if you interrupt it at certain points, you can completely flat out destroy their board or their synergy and momentum. But you know, I think it's still a really good deck, a really good strategy. You know, if you are really looking for something mindless to play and just want to throw out a big body and not have to worry about late games, then, you know, Lunalight should be for you. Now going with number 3, I'm going with Ryziel here. This one could change because ever since it got hit on the recent ban list, I have seen this deck almost fall off the map. I have not seen a recent major tournament, remote, regional, or whatever, that had a Ryziel get anything above top 64 or top 128. If there is, let me know, but as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen it around, and I don't know why. It's such a great strategy, and it's been rocking the format since its release. Just ever since that X Ryziel got limited, it's nowhere to be found. I mean, people have abandoned it with Mitsurugi, obviously because Feral Imp got banned, and they went to put it in Yummy. But I think Pure Ryziel still has an amazing amount of potential, especially with the Automana Utopia package. You know, that type of deck can really rock a locals or even a regionals, you know? And it's such a fun and easy strategy to do, too. Sure, it's not, you know, my favorite thing to go up against, but it still has its place. And I'm not sure why more people are, you know, not playing it anymore. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth being in the middle of the rogue list. It could go up or down, but we'll just have to see. Now we're going with number 2. So the top 2 of this deck, I decided to put for the other 2, spoiler alert, I decided to put these slots for the other 2 deck builder sets, depending on which one I think will be better. And for this one, I decided to go with Hekahands. Okay, Hekahands is such a wonderful control strategy. I'm actually going to be picking it up myself when the set gets released. But Hekahands is such a cool and fun strategy to, you know, steal your opponent's stuff and using it to better further your strategy and, you know, get their life points down to 0. So cool, so great, you know, but I think that it's just slightly outclassed by number 1. And with number 1, it's obviously going to be Enecraft. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this name, but I think it's called Enecraft. But yeah, Enecraft I definitely think is going to be the top rogue deck of post-Revengers, or post-Phantom Revenge, look at me. Mainly because of just how different the strategy is. This is a flip archetype where you can activate its effects while they're face down, which is technically breaking the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! But at this point, we just basically threw out the rule book for this entire game, and we have an entire synchro strategy where you can synchro with just tuners. We have a deck where you can put monsters face down in the extra monster zone, or place them not in the extra monster zone, put them in the spell and trap zone, face up or face down. We have flip monsters that can activate their effects while they're face down. I mean, this entire game just kind of threw out the rule book on how some of these mechanics work, and are just like, you know what, let's just go with that. So it doesn't really surprise me that we got to this point with Intercraft. And with how Intercraft works specifically, they have so many different utilities and so many strategies at their disposal that, you know, a lot of people, if you're not familiar with how the deck works, it can really catch you off guard. So my advice to you, if you ever go up against this, is to bring out plenty of board breakers. More specifically with Evenly Matched. Evenly Matched is probably the best blowout card for this entire field, because sure, you can use Raigeki, you can use Lightning Storms, you can use Dark Holes, but they have protection against destruction, as well as target protection, I believe. But yeah, Evenly Matched is one of those probably that has the best chance, and even then, their boss monster can negate it and destroy it. So, you know, just kind of go with your gut and figure out, you know, if you really want to utilize this deck, you definitely have to practice with it, because I'm trying it myself, and even then I kind of stumble with how the different ways that this deck can work. But once you get it, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that is it for the top 5 rogue decks, my friends. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.